Hi, today we'll be installing a water filter in this Adria Altea caravan, and I'll show you how you can do it in under half an hour. This is my parents' Adria Altea 402PH caravan. They've asked me to do some modifications on it for them, including installing a water filter. This is a water filter kit I bought online for about $150. The only difference between this one and what you can buy at Bunnings or some other hardware store is that you get a slightly thinner filter, and you also get a different way that you can connect it up to the existing tubing in the caravan. The tubing in the caravan uses a John Guest 12mm push fit type connectors, and that's what this is here. So that's going to connect to the existing tubing, and then you get a bit of a T coming off here, and that connects to your standard 1/4 inch tubing for any water filter. If you can actually source something like this, then you can buy any home water filter kit and just install it inside the caravan, so long as space for the filter itself is not an issue. You'll need to take out all 3 drawers first, and they're a little tricky if you don't know how. First, pull out the drawers and then take off the side plastic covers. And then you'll need to look inside this mechanism. At the very top in the middle here, there's a piece of metal that if you push up, it spring loads back. It's a spring loaded piece of metal. Push that up and it comes back. If you keep that pushed up and then pull the drawer up, it'll pop straight out of the rail. Do that for both sides, for all 3 drawers, and pull the drawers out. You'll need to decide where you're going to be putting the filter tap. For me, I'm going to be putting it out of the way on this corner over here. First, use a smaller drill bit to drill the pilot hole. Something like a 3 or 4mm will do. And then use the 12mm drill bit to drill the main hole for the tap. Retrofit the tap and make sure you're able to fully turn it on and off, and it's got the range of motion that you want. There's plenty of room behind the drawers for a larger filter, or even multiple filters. But remember that what you'll be screwing the filter into is a very thin skin wall. So if you can, try using shorter screws with wider thread. Most importantly, be aware that when the filter is filled with water, it will be heavier, so you'll want to avoid it bouncing around while you're driving, and then it'll come off the wall. Use as many screws to hold it in place as the bracket will allow. Here I've used 3 screws to secure it. These John Guest push fit connectors are very easy to use. To remove the existing pipe, push the plastic collar between the pipe and the connector down towards the connector. Then, while you're holding the collar down, you can pull the pipe out. To put the pipe back in, it's as easy as pushing the pipe in as far as it goes. Then try to pull it out again. If you can't pull it out, that means you've installed it properly. There's an arrow over here, so the direction of the water goes that way. So I have to connect this up to there, and then that up in there. About there. Get yourself pipe cutters or a pair of secateurs so you can get a nice clean straight cut. Okay, to put this part in there, you need to first do a few things. You need to put the rubber seal on there. Now if you are going to use this washer plate, it's just a fancy looking plate, you'll need to put this on first along with the rubber seal. I'm not going to use that plate because I'd rather save that space, so I'm going to leave that bit out. And then I'll just show you what the order in which everything goes in before I actually put it under. So you're supposed to put this into the hole, then from underneath you add this washer, and then this one over here. Then you add the nut, and you tighten this up really tight against the bottom of the sink, so you make sure that's nice and tight, that's not moving around. Then you're ready to put in the pipe. Now this small plastic bit goes in, tapered end in first, and that goes on top. You can put it like that, then you can get the tubing and you can just push it all the way in and tighten it the rest of the way, and that should hold in there. So I'm going to do this now underneath the sink. And that's it, that's screwed in. It's got good room around it, and down here that's screwed in and plugged into the filter. So now let's test it. Filtered water. Now I did make the mistake earlier of connecting it to the wrong pipe. I connected it to this one, the one with the markings on it, you can see there. I should have connected it to the back one. So this one is actually the hot water pipe, and the one behind it is the cold water one, the one without the markings.